This is a timeline showing all the wars that happened in World War II: 1940 May 10 Battle of France, 1940 September 7 Bombing of London, 1940 May 10 Germany and Belgium, 1941 April 6 Germany occupation of Yugoslavia, 1941 April 10 Battle of Tobruk, 1941 June 21 Operation of Barbarossa, 1941 December 5 Operation Typhoon, 1942 July 1 till 27 Battle of El Main, 1942 August 21 Battle of Stalingrad, 1943 Camp Dura, 1944 December 16 Battle of Bulge, 1944 June 6 D-Day, 1945 May 1 Battle of Berlin, 1945 February. By Germany invading neutral countries like Belgium, Poland, Netherlands, and Luxembourg in an attempt to capture Paris quickly by catching the French off guard, it has led on causing the British and French to enter war, as they were still bound by the 1839 agreement to protect Belgium in case of war. In 1940, when Germany started invading Belgium, the French and British army began defensive preparations to be able to protect Belgium and try break the Germans' advance. However, they didn't know that the Germans had already secured the place on the first night of the invasion, which led on the British and French being attacked by the Germans and go into war. The thing that had caused Belgium to go into war is the French, because since the Germans wanted to catch the French off guard and take over Paris, it had to go through these neutral countries first and destroy them. The Battle of Stalingrad is very similar to the Battle of Belgium because they were invaded by the same country, which is Germany, and went through almost the same events. First, Germany was trying to take control of both countries by killing the people in it and throwing bombs to destroy the country. Also, Germany, while invading both countries, were using airplanes to drop thousands of bombs which destroyed their place and killed thousands of people. Furthermore, the Germans surrounded both cities during the attacks, and both Russia and Belgium were trapped and would remain trapped for several of months. Belgium and Stalingrad both had allies and colonies that gave them defense when Germany first started invading them. The French and British began defense preparations when the war started, while the 62 end armies gave defense to Stalingrad since they were allied countries. Yet these two countries had a huge difference in the casualties that were killed, because Stalingrad had way dead people than the Belgian casualties. Another difference is that Stalingrad did not surrender, but Germany. Here are the casualties differences from Belgium to my region. For example, Battle of France 4,000, Battle of Almain 13,000, Camp Dura 61,000, D-Day 68,000. In my opinion, the most brutal event from all these events was the Battle of France. This is because France went in too much trouble and war when it tried defending Belgium, since it was its ally, and for the Germans to stay away from the country. The Battle of France was the most brutal because it made lots of countries join war and lose a huge amount of people. The countries that were against France were Germany and Italy, while its allies were France, Belgium, Netherlands, Canada, Poland, and Luxembourg. However, even though France had too many allies, it wasn't able to win the Germans, which allowed them to take over Paris on 14th of June and lose so many casualties. One of the men that had lived in New Guyana and went through the war experience was named Lionel Abshaus. He thinks that fever had caused more grief than the enemy do from suffering the effects of dengue fever. After being a soldier, he had a number of air raids and also experienced his first tropical downpour. However, in between fighting the Japanese for a few months, he had suffered more from dengue fever than suffering from the enemy. But Lionel continued from suffering the effect of dengue fever, which made them have a temperature of 39°C, and there was no doctor to examine them, and they had to move by truck to their previous camp. By Lionel explaining his experience at war, it tells me that the casualties did not only suffer from the enemies but from the diseases, because they felt ill and they couldn't fight back for their country. Germany invading Belgium has a quite small connection with the wars that are happening now. For example, the Palestinian War, where Israel is trying to control and take over Palestine. Even though these two countries are so different and come in different ways, they still use the same method of fighting. The connection that we could see between Germany invading Belgium and Israel invading Palestine is that they both were in the same situation of having the same methods of fighting and almost the same impact, with losing a huge number of casualties and having their country destroyed. For example, in Palestine, Israel used a huge number of bombs to kill people and destroy buildings, which is exactly the way the Germans did to take over Belgium. Another connection is that both of the countries that were invaded by others had the same impact to their people and place, which is losing a huge amount of casualties and getting their place destroyed. In my opinion, so much can be learned from war because it's a way for us to feel and understand the people that had been living their life, protecting their country and sacrificing themselves for freedom. The wars that had happened is a way for teaching us different methods of fighting and the value of the human spirit, which is being able to believe in ourselves and in our ability to protect others. It also makes us feel the people that had been getting killed through all of these years and think about them. Furthermore, not to forget them and keep mentioning them because they're full of bravery and courage.